Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna, this is my mom Gina.
He's a journalist.
He's the enthusiast.
Man, I'm enthusiastic about the weather. I could just lay out on the deck, to be honest with you.
It is beautiful. It's March, it's basically springtime.
Almost springtime, yep.
And it's just gorgeous out here today. We kind of got blasted last night though.
We did.
The weather last night was crazy.
Well, we're in the Midwest, and there, you know, it's Tornado Alley up here, and unfortunately there were some tornadoes in the area.
There were some tornadoes
in the area. You just get used to it, go to your basement, and get back up.
Yeah, you just
that's what you do.
Pass and keep rolling. Exactly. Yes. Well, we are going to be talking about the NBA today, as our title states. We're talking about some injury updates to the Cavs and the Warriors.
Yep.
And we are going to talk about the MVP
Which
race
is what
right
I'm excited to talk about.
Yes,
really.
This is an interesting topic because the two obvious people that you could probably say for the last couple years have been
LeBron
and Steph Curry. Well, there are some other outliers this year that really deserve to be in the MVP race, and I think should be the guys that win it. Out of the three people we're going to bring up, I think those guys are just as deserving, if not more deserving, this year at least, to win the MVP. Let's quickly talk about the injuries,
okay,
so we can end on the MVPs.
Right.
Kevin Durant got injured last week with a hyperextension on his knee.
Woo.
And that's a tough one. That's a tough
That makes
blow.
my feet curl. Like, literally, it makes my toes, like, curl up when you see it.
He's been out indefinitely. Kevin Durant's not a big guy. He's a tall guy, but he's not, like, super stocky or anything like that. So he's a long guy. So his ankles and things like that, you know, you see taller people struggle with those types of things. He's not really an ankle guy, but he's had foot injuries. He's had a foot problem for quite some time. Well, this was a knee issue that he got. A player fell on his knee. He was falling over, and his knee got kind of bent backwards, and so hyperextended it. Well, like I said, it's not like Kevin Durant squatting, 600 pounds. He doesn't have great lower body strength.
No, let's be clear.
So he doesn't have a lot of protection down there.
Well, you know what they say about people with thick ankles? They call them cankles. Well, Kevin Durant has nankles. That's where your ankle just goes all the way to your knee. He's just got a nankle. If you look at him, there's no calf there. He's just got a nankle from here to here, and that nankle got bent back, and he's out. Immediately. The nankle got shown up.
He did.
So KD is out, and the other significant injury was last night. After 56 seconds of play, Andrew Bogut broke his leg, and that is a terrible thing. That makes my feet curl too.
Yes.
But again, that was an injury where somebody just collided with him. It wasn't like somebody took a baseball bat to him. It's just what you'd call just a part of the play.
Kind of
part of the play routine collision.
If you will,
kind of like Tony Romo. You get a routine collision and you're out.
Yeah.
He's out, and LeBron James said he heard it break. So it's a for real break. He's done. He's out for the rest of the season.
So, yeah, everyone that's been complaining about the Warriors this year and how they're just this extremely unbeatable team, okay, that's not happening.
KD's out.
LeBron, who's been complaining all year about not having enough help.
Because he was worried about a super team.
Exactly. And so he complained his way into getting the pieces that he needed, and picking up Darren Williams as the backup point guard, and now Andrew Bogut for the big man factor, and now Bogut is out for Cleveland after just literally first game, debut.
Less than 1 minute, he's out.
Cleveland Cavaliers, he's out.
You know what that is? That's the basketball universe saying, stop all this nonsense.
Exactly.
You guys have to go rematch. You've already split 1-1 on championships. You're going to have to fight your way through your conferences, your divisions, and then you're going to play each other mano y mano.
Yes.
You got who you got. Quit trying to grab super teams. Just go out there and play.
The third round is kind of like in a boxing match. You went round 3. Was the first one, so was the second one, and now it's the third one to see who really is the best. So,
but rumor has it KD's coming back, and you know what? I'm going to say this. I don't wish anybody ill to be out or anything like that, but I feel like the Dubs are better without him. Obviously, he improves them as a team. You have another world beater. You put KD on the team. But when the Dubs were playing the Knicks the other night, it took a little while for them to find their rhythm, but all of a sudden, they look like the world champs again without KD. Now, when he comes back, whether it's in the playoffs or towards the finals, then all of a sudden they're going to have to readjust to now we got to play with KD again. I just would like to see him just play.
Well, and the other thing, too, is I agree with that. And the Cavs have been battling some injuries this year. J.R. Smith has been out, but apparently he's going to be coming back.
Yeah, so he'll be back. He'll be
either
fine.
way, you're going to have this matchup. I just would like to see the Dubs go ahead and reclaim it because I really felt like they got slighted last year with the suspension of Draymond Green.
Oh, and Bogut was injured last year.
Bogut was injured. And then the reports of Anderson Varejao, who was a longtime Cleveland Cavalier, was with Golden State last year, and now the reports that Cleveland may look to re-sign him again.
If Varejao has an ounce of pride, he will tell them to go jump up his ankle. So, no. But let's move on. Let's talk about better news.
So that's that with the injury updates, and then obviously Kyle Lowry, who's out
as
well.
That's I know.
Well, that's Toronto Raptors. We already talked
about that. And we shouldn't just overshadow that. That's a big time injury.
Big loss
These are
Raptors.
injuries that impact your finals and your playoff runs. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, and so,
it really does.
That's tough to hear.
Sorry, Kyle.
Okay, but to the MVP race. So like I said, Steph Curry was the unanimous MVP last year, and then he won it the year before. And then the year before when Steph won it the first time, there were some rumblings about James Harden being the MVP.
Sure,
And the Players Association
gave James Harden their MVP.
Yeah, so this year, that's not so much Steph Curry talk.
No.
LeBron James is going to always be in the MVP
until
race.
He stops playing, someone's going to always throw, hey, what about LeBron?
Well, it's LeBron.
And it'll probably be LeBron that says it.
Exactly. We've got some guys that we think are just as deserving. We just said James Harden.
Yes.
He is definitely one of those guys. Russell Westbrook,
yes,
for a lot of the reasons that he deserves to be up there. And then the silent assassin himself down there in San Antonio,
Kawhi Leonard.
These three guys, to me, any one of these guys can and should win it. And I would be okay with any of those guys taking it this year because I think they are making their teams the absolute best. Without them, there wouldn't be a team.
Exactly.
And I really believe that out of those three guys, one of those guys will come away with it. I would like to see. Anyways.
Let me tell you why I think all three of them are to me MVP candidates. For one thing, all that nonsense LeBron James was hollering about in January, which was the worst January he's ever had in terms of crybabiness. We don't have anybody. We're top heavy. All of that mess. There are people who legit are out there by themselves, and one of them is Russell Westbrook. That he even lost his little dance partner, that little dude, and they traded him to the Knicks. Russell is on his to the Bulls, rather. I'm sorry, to the Bulls. Russell is on his own. Didn't they trade what's his name up to Toronto? Point is, Russell is out there on Russell Island. He has nobody.
He's by himself.
Kawhi Leonard is on a team full of geriatric international players. I'm sorry, Tony Park drove up on his rascal and had to put his walker away when they bring him into the game.
Tony Parker and
guys,
Ginobili are... It's really bad. Manu Ginobili isn't even playing in the games anymore. He's literally just sitting there. And then, like, Popovich will put him in, like, at the last second moment just because he knows he's
and they have to take his walking cane away from him, too.
It's terrible.
And then you'd see Harden, who got traded off of the Thunder years ago, which was the biggest mistake they ever made. But he's been carrying Houston by himself the whole time.
I mean,
year after year.
James Harden, Russell Westbrook, they are almost the exact same guy.
They are.
Drop 45 points
triple
on you in a
doubles.
heartbeat. They are relentless when it comes to attack mode. You can't stop them when they're on fire. They're great players. They're just, you can't stop them. And so, those guys to me have a lot of reason to be MVPs. Kawhi Leonard, who has really... The reason why he's not publicized much is because he doesn't do anything.
Does he talk?
But win.
I heard him talk for the first time today.
Court, and when he does talk, you have to turn up the volume because you don't know what he's saying because he just doesn't speak. And so this guy has really evolved into maybe the best, one of the top 3 player, top 4 or 5 player in the NBA. And he is one of the best, if not the best, two-way player in basketball today.
Come on now, tell it. Tell the truth.
And he has really changed his game from kind of being a role player to now I am the closer, I'm the leader, the team goes on off of my back. And so I just would love to see him win it. Either one of those guys.
Well,
I'm cool with all of those guys.
You know, the game has changed in the sense that you have to have three-point shooters. You have people who are just snipers. Kyle Korver. Like, there are people who are brought in to just hit threes, and that's an important thing.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard banged some threes yesterday that were just all net. It didn't even sniff the rim. Then turn around, runs down there, and blocks somebody's shot. He's literally, it's like a quarterback taking the snap, passing the ball, running, catching it himself, and scoring the touchdown. Kawhi is doing it all by himself. So I know we're getting short on time, but real quick, give me your 1, 2, 3 in the MVP race.
Yeah, we are running out of time here, but I honestly would like to see Russell Westbrook win it. Then I would love to see Kawhi and then James Harden. What about you?
I'm going to tell you, I feel the same way, and I'm only edging towards Russell because of all those triple doubles. And honestly, it would be a nice, you know, middle finger to other people about that. But Kawhi to me is a hot second. I love James Harden. Have you seen him without his beard? It's weird.
Yeah.
But you can Google the pictures. But I really feel like it's between Kawhi and Russell at this point.
Yeah,
and LeBron, quit talking to me.
Yeah,
Y'all that know.
Russell to me gets it just because his roster is not as good as the other two guys.
I agree.
And yeah.
Well, I don't know. Kawhi got a geriatric roster.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But he also has Popovich.
He's got to carry that team really by himself. But
well, we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
We don't get a vote,
yeah,
so
we don't get a vote.
It's just our opinion.
But yeah. So, anyways, we want to say we appreciate your time, folks. Please continue to follow us on all of our social media. Please like our Facebook page. Type in OTD. Type in my name, Adam Orduner, for YouTube, and follow us on all of our Twitter handles. She is JRepass_OTD, and we are OTD_on the deck. We just want to say we appreciate your time. Thanks
Have
for watching,
a great day.
Folks.